Typical, isn't it? The one time Vince McMahon promotes a top babyface that can do the whole mandated witty banter shtick, there's no crowd to not reject him. Drew McIntyre is killing a run made doubly impossible by the horrendous, unprecedented circumstances, thanks ongoing global bastard, and is easily the best WWE champion in absolutely forever. For once, WWE got the most important part right. But they still don't know their arseholes from their elbows further down the card. With that in mind, I'm Adam Wilborn from What Culture, and these are 9 WWE stars who are horrendously miscast. Number 9, CESARO. CESARO right now is a nondescript bully heel who is, never not fun to watch until you recall and wince at the fact that the overproduced and overscripted wrestling company that tells the man how not to perform markets him as an artist. Look, CESARO isn't top WWE guy material. He isn't the best talker, he doesn't exude a megastar aura, but for Christ's sake, and it doesn't take much, you can even stop the piss ants complaining if you do this, encourage this guy to go ballistic, because the byproduct of this is often the mythical banger. But then you remember that the company with an official corporate policy of putting smiles on people's faces just won't give the nerds their candies. Number 8, KAIRI SANE. KAIRI SANE is phenomenal in a miscast role because, well, she's a phenomenal performer. She plays a mischievous heel so uniquely and so hilariously that she rescued a career that genuinely was trending towards an all-time fed up. She is a total joy to watch on what can be very much a joyless program, but she's vastly capable of more than what can at times degenerate into comedic undercard fare with a ceiling. KAIRI SANE is a babyface on principle, and it's an indictment of everything so that she isn't a babyface on my TV screen. A great babyface worker with boundless charm and a willingness to surrender her body entirely to a shit-kicking, she has a skill that cannot be taught. The ability to draw a crowd into her plight and make them believe that she can overcome it. Number 7, Johnny Gargano. Johnny Gargano's a heel, just in case there was any ambiguity over his development, tracing back to that time in 2018 when he was out there on bridges only kind of tentatively enjoying the dark. He loves him some dark now. He is a full-blown heel. Look, he's got new music and everything. Gargano can play heel in a pro wrestling company, but in a sports entertainment company, he is depended upon to act, and his melodramatic acting is the cause of his fall from grace. Gargano was once the hottest star in all of wrestling. He'd fused emotive babyface work with state-of-the-art technicality to become great, and now he's a punchline in some circles. This is an indictment of NXT's approach. His act used to convince. He was phenomenal as the explosive, earnest 21st century Ricky Steamboat. He needs to mouth, "I'm sorry, I love you," in the direction of Shawn Michaels, but not under any circumstances in the context of a pro wrestling match. Number 6, Candice LERAE. LERAE's a heel too, which is helpfully denoted by her wearing black lipstick. She's playing a heel because, well, her husband is, which also doesn't count as character development. And yes, while she would support her husband in real life, this isn't real life. It is quite the opposite. LERAE is an effervescent, uber-gutsy working babyface, and the depth to her rare and authentic skill hasn't been remotely explored. She also has a tremendously relatable girl-next-door appeal that renders her patchy, man-dependent, feeling goth might delete later arc a travesty. The sad thing is that she never really had that awesome long-term babyface run. She endured nothing that would warrant such a dramatic transformation, and that's why kind of just feels like she's wearing black lipstick. Number 5, BAYLEY. Right, just a caveat on this entry. We created this list before BAYLEY and Sasha basically became the best thing in WWE, so whilst elements of this are still valid, some of it might be bollocks. Don't at me. BAYLEY struggled badly to adjust to the main roster brand, and this has informed a character that must mystify those without a deep knowledge of the company. Her deadpan, trash-talking, miserable promos and eye-rolling demeanor put across the idea that she's developed through sheer work dread, a sense of nihilism which, while not unrealistic, works exponentially better on social media than on TV. This is BAYLEY. She shouldn't be playing the bloody manifestation of a Smiths lyric. She should be a babyface, goddammit. If WWE can't channel her infectious magic through the TV set, that's their problem, and one that requires, post-Becky Lynch, immediate correction. Get to the Sasha feud already. Hi, current Adam again. Oh, I wish I could do this in real life. No, Adam, letting your wife cut your hair because of the ongoing global bastard is really not a good idea. But anyway, old me said this feud wasn't going to live up to expectations, and yet it is perfectly poised at time of recording to be amazing. Just give them the SummerSlam main event, and put simply, Vince, don't f this up. Number 4. Jake Atlas. Jake Atlas is a guy who wrestles in WWE for the NXT brand, presented with an appalling lack of effort and conviction. He jobbed to Dexter Lumis one week on his debut, but was swiftly presented as a championship caliber performer through his participation in the interim Cruiserweight Championship tournament, as the commentary team murmured something or other about his potential and hype as an indie standout. The whole thing is weird. Atlas was the most talked about guy on the scene last year, so they are severely underselling him. For a company so big on bluster and presentation, it's very odd, as is his role. Atlas is an openly gay man who proudly wore the flag on his trunks on the indie scene. Why he doesn't in NXT leads one down a rabbit hole of suspicion only light anecdotal evidence can support. Why can't Jake Atlas fight to represent the marginalized? At the very least, push him as the damn prodigy he is. He already has one of the best finishes in the company. Look at this. Mwah! Number 3, Braun Strowman. A tired and less mobile version of the same character he played 3 years ago, Braun Strowman is the Universal Champion. The bit has expired. Strowman can no longer do his fabulously cartoonish feats of strength on these smaller scale productions, and the novelty of massive hoss who can earnestly go against the right opponent has long since worn off because there was no depth to the act. He is magnetic, not in a star quality way, but rather an eats the damn ring post in every damn match way. He revealed himself to be quite the real-life knobhead with his remorseless take on indie wrestlers trying to survive, and worked an embarrassing match with Bray Wyatt in which his attempt at showing range went about as well as the first few months of 205 Live. He needs to turn heel, take a leaf out of Lance Archer's book, and just start murdering dudes. Number 2, Big E. He's an entertaining, if played out, tag team star, fated at this point to continue setting records, the precise number of which, much less the chronology, has long since blurred into itself. The formula is wearing as thin now as E is thick. New Day win doubles gold, put on a couple of exciting, if wrote, triple threat or fatal 4-way 4.5-star bangers, lose the gold, put on a couple of, you get the idea, rinse, repeat. E should be the top babyface in the company, or at least positioned as a major single star. Big E can work the hell out of a convoluted and frantic match. He knows the value of the odd high spot and when to do it, and possesses the heavyweight stopping power and sheer charisma to get over in a challenging role, particularly since he will mercilessly banter off the piss-poor writing top WWE faces have historically been subjected to. They should put him over Goldberg to launch the push too, purely so he can repeat that promo verbatim. You know what I'm talking about? Work rate. Number 1, Malcolm Bivens. After attacking Matt Riddle a while back to stake a claim for the NXT Tag Team Championships, Malcolm Bivens' crew of Rinku and Sarav appeared to have disappeared until very recently. Bivens just doesn't suit the role of a glorified heel translator doing intimidating things with his eyes because, well, sorry, mate, he's not intimidating. Bivens is a short, stocky, bald man who can play many a role through this idiosyncratic personality spectrum. He is also piss funny, the exact shape with which to fill NXT's Pat Void, and there are 2 immediate means of doing this that spring to mind. He could commentate, balancing out the incredibly convoluted intensity of Mauro Ranallo, or better yet, solve NXT's directionless mid-card, one-dimensional tone, and lack of episodic intrigue by recruiting a stable with which to challenge for the tag and North American titles. Job done. And that's our list. Did we miss any out? Let us know in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And subscribe to What Culture Wrestling on either iTunes, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts from, for daily wrestling podcasts. Thanks for watching. I've been Adam from What Culture. I'll see you soon.